This is the Son of the Law podcast. Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome to the Son of the Law podcast. I'm your host, Jay Christopher, and I want to start by saying thank you to our sponsors, Complete Auto Service in Richmond, Missouri, Cutting Edge Landscapes in Lawson, Missouri. You guys are fantastic. Your services are fantastic. If you want a car that runs flawlessly and a yard that looks fantastic, you need to check out Complete Auto Service in Richmond and Cutting Edge Landscapes in Lawson. All right, I also want to say thank you to you for supporting the show. Again, you guys are why we do this. And as we've learned, the next time there's an awkward pause in a conversation, you should be thinking about the Son of the Law podcast. Share the show across all the platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or your favorite podcast player. You can find us on the socials at Son of the Law Podcast on Instagram and Son of the Law Podcast at gmail.com. We drop every other Monday at 6 a.m. so that drive to work or never miss a Monday workout can be extra special. Joining me in my home this evening is the one and only Griffin Johnson. What is up, Griffin?
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. How are you?
I couldn't be better right now.
Right? We have a lot to talk about. And so it's spoiler alert, right? Griffin just completed his second MR 340. Which was a wonderful race. He had a wonderful experience. So we're going to talk about that. But he's a true son of the Lawson community, kind of born and raised around the area, and has a lot of life lived here. And so we're going to just get to know you a little better and talk about your experiences in the life and times of Griffin Johnson.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, so let me introduce you first. We have traveled together, kind of lived the nomad life. We roomed. We basically spent every waking moment together for 12 plus days. And I didn't really know you that well beforehand. I mean, like I knew you, I knew of you, and we talked, and you were always really nice, and I always enjoyed spending time with you. But it wasn't like, I didn't really know him, right? And then we're like, okay, you guys are going to be rooming together. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's do it. I love Griffin, but I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. 12 days. Every waking moment, that's a lot of time with somebody. What surprised you the most about traveling and rooming together for that long?
Well, honestly, at that point, I've traveled enough. I'm a bit comfortable sleeping abroad in random places.
Yep.
With random people. The first time I went over, sleeping with random people.
I'm comfortable. Oh, yeah, okay.
With the court reporter. Make a note. But I'm very comfortable at this point. Being with people, so I wasn't worried at all whenever I knew we were rooming together. But, it's still, you were, I guess, more friends with my parents.
Yep.
And so that I thought would be the only, the weird thing to get over. And I guess the only thing that shocked me was how easy it was and how well we gelled.
Yep.
Even at night.
Yep. All the noises.
All
the snoring.
Yep. And even the talking, whether you wanted to or not, we talked a lot. Even whenever we wanted to go to bed and the lights were off.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on the tour bus and a lot of time walking around, thousands of steps, like 15, 18, 20,000 steps a day. And you hit the pillow and you think the average person is going to go to sleep. Griffin Johnson doesn't go to sleep. He's like, let's talk about a lot right before bed. And then suddenly we'd spend an hour talking. You're like, well, we probably should get some sleep.
Yeah, I still can't believe that.
Also, I just say I appreciate your joy for life. You genuinely have a interest in people and an enthusiasm for life, which I think which makes you a great person and someone who's really fun to talk to.
Well, thank you, Chris. That's way too kind.
Well,
way too kind.
I don't know. We'll see about that. This episode is brought to you by Complete Auto Service Center. I want to share something close to home, literally. If you're anywhere near Richmond, Missouri, and your vehicle needs attention, there's a place that embodies trust and integrity. Complete Auto Service Center. I've known Mark and Amanda for years, and they make me feel like I'm part of their family. From oil changes to engine replacements, brakes to transmissions, they handle it all with professionalism and care. Their certified techs use quality parts, and they stand behind their work with a 36-month, 36,000-mile warranty. But it's more than just repairs. It's about peace of mind. It's about knowing that your vehicle is in the hands of people who value honesty and excellence. So, if you're seeking a reliable partner for your automotive needs, visit CompleteASC.com or stop by 718 Willard Boulevard. Let them earn your trust, your business, and your friendship. Complete Auto Service Center, complete maintenance, complete repairs, complete peace of mind. At the same time, sometimes you make decisions that other people might question, and then you kind of maybe fool around and get yourself hurt.
What could you be talking about there, Chris?
I don't know. There's a few of them, I think, actually. You probably have a good story that comes with it. There's one where you rode a cow.
I did ride a cow.
Busted your neck up pretty good.
Yep.
I heard another one. You were playing capture the flag in the dark and you ran into a tree and broke your nose.
Yes. Which I do not snore anymore because of that. So maybe we should go back to Europe.
What a blessing.
And redo. You can know me so much more better.
And then one of my personal favorites is attempting and successfully finishing your first MR340, basically because somebody just said, "Hey, man, you want to do it?" And you did.
Right. Yeah. And, in that regard, more credit goes to my roommate for that first attempt because, as we'll find out today, the original idea came from my dad.
Really?
In 2017. I think the race had just happened.
Okay.
And he was telling me all about it. I'm like, well, this is the coolest thing ever. And we talked a lot about how we were going to do it. Well, life happens, you move on.
Yep.
And then through COVID or whatever, finally in 22 is whenever my dad and I signed up. But a month before the race, my dad's like, he's self-employed.
Yep.
He's slammed busy, just cannot swing it. We didn't really practice. We didn't get on the water. So I don't blame him.
This is 2017.
That was 22 at the time. So,
22.
5 years after bringing it up, we're finally signed up. That's when I think 2 weeks before the race, I asked my then just friend, former roommate from college, we live together now. Hey, do you want to take a week off of work and go do this river race? I didn't really tell him much. I didn't know much. So more credit to him, to Jared Holm. I hope you hear this one day.
And you just got in a boat and went out and cranked the MR340, basically never having done it.
Yes, with no training, no knowledge of really what to eat, what to bring with us in the boat, what to leave out, what to have with our ground crew. And so that was and also we'll talk about this later too, but when thinking about it, we didn't take any stimulants or painkillers on that first one.
That's crazy.
No caffeine, no ibuprofen, and no seats. We were on aluminum seats. We polished those like military shine on those seats.
Yeah.
So the more I, had a lot of time to think about this race during the race. And I was like, how did we do that?
Well, we'll get into that a little bit. Let's see. Let's talk about that. Let's have you introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe where you were born and raised, your family, how people might know you, a little bit about yourself.
Well, you said I was a Lawson native, which I will claim to be, but I was born in Sedalia, and for the first 8 years of my life lived in Marshall. And then if I'm just talking about myself, my parents split when I was very young, but I am beyond blessed.
Yep.
I ended up with two amazing step parents as well, so I couldn't be any more blessed. And so one family was in one place, and this family, my mom, who I lived with, we were in another. So we were in Marshall first, then we moved to Cameron, and around that time, my dad moved to Carrollton. And so those were my two communities. And then we were just in Cameron for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I started going to school to Lawson in 5th grade, but would only move when sports were going to start in 7th grade. So
you were here for the bulk of your junior high and high school experiences, and you were very athletic. You ran cross country, played basketball.
Yeah, I was a bench rider on the basketball team. I had some amazing friends and teammates who, you know, could actually play some really good basketball.
You know, you say that, and just to play, you're already in an elite group. You're on the varsity basketball squad, and there's 10 people in the whole community who can claim that, right? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, yeah.
And that's something I never got to claim. You know, I was a little roly-poly guy growing up and coming through high school.
Well, you went to a big school,
Well,
right?
I did, but it still never had the athleticism of the varsity sports here. Let's see. Your parents that we might know are...
So you might know Becky and Scott Harold.
Yep.
Or Scott and Becky Harold.
Yep. And friends of the podcast would know Becky as Time Traveler. She was our third episode, so you'll know Becky that way. And then your stepdad,
Scott Harold, who
Yep.
was the principal at
Yep.
the high school for several years. It's my principal and my vice principal at the middle school when I was down there too. So
and now blissfully enjoying retirement.
Blissfully, yep. Enjoying the time with our dog, Mac. Did Mom talk about Mac?
Nope.
She should have talked about Mac. We have a wonderful dog at home, and he's the best dog ever. I'm sorry, everybody out there. You're missing out.
That's awesome. Something people wouldn't know about you or be surprised to discover about you.
So my mom's maiden name is Griffin.
Okay.
And that's how I got my name. So I think it's a fun little fact. It's usually what I use for icebreakers.
That's excellent.
At work events.
Yeah, my son Powell can do that. My mother's maiden name was Powell, and my son's name is Powell. So,
well, that's awesome. But
yeah,
I'm just curious, whose idea was it then? Was it yours?
Well, we named all of our kids after family names.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, a derivative or directly somebody who was that we just liked the name and we knew it was in the family, and or, I had a Mary Margaret, Anne Marie,
mm-hmm.
So my daughter's name is Mariana. So nobody was named Mariana in the family before, but we have ties like that. Everybody in our family has some sort of family name from those who've gone before us.
I love that.
Yeah, it's cool. What is something that you dislike that everyone else seems to love?
This feels like I'm so much better than everybody else, but the Marvel movies.
Okay, you're anti-Marvel?
I don't see it. I don't see the charm anymore. It died a while ago, and I feel like an old cranky man anytime I see, like, even the Superman out now. I just, why? Like, no.
It's too much.
Yeah, so.
Very good. What is something stupid that you did one time that seems crazy, but you want to do it again?
The riding the bull could be something, because I kind of want a redemption. I didn't ride a bull. I wrote a...
You rode a cow, right?
A cow,
like a steer.
a heifer.
Yeah, okay. So tell us that story. What happened there?
Well, gosh, forgive me for not remembering the name. It was...
You were like a state fair or rodeo, right?
We were at a rodeo near Marceline,
okay,
Missouri, and it's a beautiful little wooded valley.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we had just gotten back from Europe.
Okay.
Just gotten back. So, had to go to a rodeo to gain back that American
Come
pride.
back to America.
Yep. And I think I wore sandals and khaki shorts, and we're just enjoying the evening, and it was a wonderful rodeo. And then they announced, like, ladies and gentlemen, come on down, sign up for the cow riding competition, free for all. Just sign the waiver.
Yeah, just sign the waiver.
I think you win.
That's the red flag.
Yeah, you win something at the concession stand, like a burger. If you win this, there was no real prize. And I just happened to be there with my brother-in-law and my youngest brother, Carter, and my dad. And they were all for it. I don't know what. I think because they knew that I would have to be the rider. It would be three of us would have to sign up. Someone has to ride. Two have to grab the cow. And I said, I can't do it in this. But my dad and I are similar dimensions, so he gave me his boots and jeans. I said I would do it if he gave me those, so I followed through. And
so you jumped on a cow.
Yeah.
In a chute?
So you stay off. It comes out of the chute, and your team has to get it down and hold it, let you get on. And we had no strategy. I've never done that before. So after a couple failed jump attempts, I finally get on, and I'm way too far forward on the neck.
Yep.
And while my brother is trying to hold me, my youngest brother is trying to hold me, but then my brother-in-law is trying to lead the cow. He has cows too, so they've done this.
Yeah.
So I felt a little bit safe. But we start moving our way towards the finish line, and the cow, poor thing, I don't think it didn't want to go that way. So they're fighting it, and my brother-in-law trips, brings the cow's neck downwards, and flips me, feet over, head over heels. Yeah, down to the ground. And all I saw was black, and I just felt a bam on my elbow. I thought I had broken my arm.
Okay.
And no. I got up, everything is straight and normal.
Yeah.
And the clowns are like, you're fine, you're fine. So they're shooting me off. Well, it was actually the feeling of the nerve from my neck all the way down my arm. And it hurt really bad right here. But then
your elbow?
Yep, to the elbow.
Yeah.
And then my middle finger, pointer finger, and thumb were numb for a month or a few weeks.
And you want to do this again?
I think I want to do it again, kind of like the race, because if I did it with confidence, because out of fear, I held onto the neck on the front and just.
So you want to show that cow who's boss?
I think if I got on 2 feet on top, I would have a better outcome than what I did.
That's fantastic. Well, it's good to know you. It's good to meet you this way. I want to just maybe share a couple of hopes for the episode. You have kind of famously now finished the MR340 twice in unique ways, and it's fun the way that you tell and you talk about it, and it's also you have unique experiences and stories, and those are as wide and diverse as the racers who are in the race. And then I want to encourage people to get out there and try something hard that some may even label a little stupid, because you walk away with a great story, and sometimes you have to make up an excuse as to what happened to you, like your like your nose got broken, or the the sore back or whatever. But it really is like type 2 fun that lasts a lifetime. This episode is brought to you by Cutting Edge Landscapes. I've known Brandon Steffen, the owner of Cutting Edge Landscapes, for over 15 years. We've seen each other through a lot, climbed mountains together, served together, and when it came time to trust someone with my lawn, there was no question. I turned to Brandon and his team. Let me tell you, the difference after just one application was truly incredible. My yard went from weedy and full of dandelions to lush and vibrant. It was green, like really green. Also, I fought the bag system for years, never really seeing the results I wanted, but it has new life now, and that's all thanks to Cutting Edge. Cutting Edge isn't just about landscape projects either. They're about building relationships and treating your property like it's their own. Whether it's fertilization, aeration, or seasonal treatments, they tailor their services to what your lawn truly needs. With over 40 years in the business, Cutting Edge Landscape stands by their motto, "Your property is our passion." And after seeing the results firsthand, I can vouch for that. Visit callcuttingedge.com or 816-580-3343 to schedule your consultation. Your lawn will thank you. So you finished the race 2 different times, 2022 and 2025.
Yes.
Okay. So what motivated you to take on something like the 340 in the first place? We talked about that a little bit with your dad, but had you ever been in a boat before? this was it literally like your dad's passion that just kind of like got you fired up and you were excited about that? Like, tell me about how that happened.
So while it was my dad's passion that got me interested, without any knowledge of the race itself and what it would take, maybe I had an inflated sense of like what I could really do.
Yep.
I like to keep in shape, and I figured, like, surely this is something that, like, this is going to be very hard, but I've done a few things.
Yeah.
Similar, like I've ran a marathon. It's very hard, but man, it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
And this is such a unique experience. I kind of want to do that, but my only experience in a canoe would be on the Niangua River, which could not be any more different.
Nope, nothing like that.
So basically no experience, and no time on the water in the boat, no time on the Missouri or what it would be like to be on the Missouri. It was just a bunch of YouTube research, which I'm sure you did too.
Oh, everybody does.
Yes.
Everybody does.
YouTube and Facebook. The Facebook group is amazing.
Yep. That's part of the reason why we're doing another episode here, is that the community of paddlers out there who have experienced the race, and others who are inspired to do it, they go looking for new material. And I feel like this is a small contribution that I can make to that community that will help people be prepared, maybe what to do, in some cases, what not to do. So, we can just learn there. So maybe take us start to finish your first race, and then we'll talk about the second race. But, just tell us a story about how the race went.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, off the rip from the race, we did not put our boat in the water until 15 minutes before the start, or no, rather 5 minutes before the start.
Were you ready to race? Had you done any preparation at all? What was in your boat?
We put a lot of things in our boat because we didn't really know. We had a ground crew. My dad and stepmom were going to help us, but they could only help us so far.
Okay.
And we really thought of it in a way like that it was going to be a camping trip in a way. So we brought all of our camping gear
in the boat.
In the boat, we brought those like freeze-dried food packs.
Yeah.
We thought we would boil water and put it in there, which I still have those in my closet to this day because we never used to.
This is fantastic. And what boat were you in?
We were in a 17-foot Osagian aluminum canoe made in Lebanon, Missouri, which is where my mom and dad are from.
Yeah.
So we found that boat specifically. We're like, this would be the coolest thing ever. And our number that year was 7497.
Okay.
Our birth years. And it just so happened since you couldn't do it, but it was still all for me and my dad. So what we had, just a bunch of food and water that we didn't need in that moment. And I think we put the night lights, the nav lights on the boat right before we got in the water. Like
you were like trying to figure out how to put the nav lights on before you even started.
Yeah. Which we sort of did at this race too, but a little bit different situation.
All right.
But we get on the water. We're super excited, but off the rip, we were slow.
Yeah.
So slow.
40 pounds heavy, 50
Way
pounds
too heavy.
Maybe more.
And what happened was, I think within 2 hours, we were second to last or near last. I remember turning around and seeing the Reaper at one point. And so my dad is panicking because even though he couldn't do it the whole time, he was still going to help out. And he was freaking out like, you guys are not going to make it. We've got to stop you. So we stop at Napoleon, offload a bunch of our stuff.
Yep.
All that camping gear we had there's no reason having. And I think that helped us out. We ended up getting where we could go maybe 6.7 miles an hour top speed.
Okay.
Which in the aluminum canoe was not bad.
Yeah, that's great.
It's not bad. I think we did average 6 in the end. So it wasn't the fastest thing in the world, but with that drop off, we were able to push on, made it to Waverly at a decent time, stayed for 30 minutes, ate some burgers, which...
Those are for real, aren't they?
Oh my gosh. Talk about the perfect meal for a race like that.
It's so good. I'll tell you this though, racers, you got to eat one.
Just
if you eat two, you're going to be feeling it for too long.
Yes. And your boat may have limited facilities.
Yeah.
You can go number one, and sometimes even that is difficult, but number two is just not
it's not
happening. So prepare. Thankfully we didn't have any situation like that. But that night we pushed on, but also not knowing what we were doing, we were so happy that the sun was down. It was cooling off.
Oh yeah.
We just kicked back. We put on some music. We were just like, John, like, man, this is awesome. We made it pretty far on the first day. We're like, didn't expect anything, and now we're doing okay. So we made it to Miami at 1 a.m.
Okay.
Which is incredibly slow, especially doing it this year. Incredibly slow.
It's all right.
So we get there, we lay down, we sleep 5 hours, which is more than most.
Yep.
Especially you and your team.
Yep.
Goodness. But we get up and everyone's gone. It was like 7 a.m. and everyone, like most people are gone. There's barely any boats on the ramp.
So you feel like
believe
you're
it.
starting out the second day in a deficit.
Yeah. And that 5-hour trek to Glasgow is one of the harder segments, I believe. And by the time we got there, it was so hot. I wanted to quit. I straight up wanted to quit.
Yeah.
And I told Jared that. But he's got a beautiful, beautiful mind. I mean, he is so in control and he works so hard. He said, okay, we have a shower here. Let's take a shower. Let's lay down for a little bit and let's get back in the boat. And that's exactly what we did. And that got us, back on the water, but, not much faster. So we got to Boonville that night, and it was my terrible decision to stay there in Boonville on night 2. Don't stay in Boonville night 2 unless you are truly keeping it casual, and maybe you're going to see the Reaper behind you.
Yeah.
So we left at 3 a.m. Day 3 takes us 9 hours to get to Jeff City. So at noon we're there, and that's when you can ask my stepmom. She was like, "You guys need to quit. You guys look awful." We have a picture of us. We're kind of like half smiling on a bench, but we had made it so far that those quitting feelings were gone.
Yeah, you didn't want to give up at that point.
We didn't want to give up, so we got back in the boat and pushed on.
And Jeff City is just a little over half. Well, quite a bit more than half.
Isn't Boonville right there?
Yeah,
basically
Franklin
at the halfway.
Island.
Franklin Island.
Yeah, Franklin Island is half. So
right.
Yeah.
So once you get to that point, I mean, there is a lot of work to do, but the feeling changes.
Yeah.
There's a lot more confidence deep down, at least for us, there was. So we pushed on, and the only problem we had on that day is because we did start at 3 a.m. It was, let's see, we get to Chamois in the evening, and that's already a 14, 15-hour day. Like, it was already way too long.
Yeah.
And so we get to Herman, and we're hurting.
Yeah.
And for anybody out there, you round that bend by Herman, and you see that bridge for a long, long time. And to see that bridge that long at that time of the night, we were done.
It's exhausting, isn't it?
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
But Herman is just not good enough. You can do it. That the checkpoint's there at 8 a.m. So, you get up early and get going. You'll be fine. You will make it as long as you stay in the boat. But it's not ideal. Yeah. So we were with a couple boats at the time, and they're like, "We're going to stop here for a second, but we're going to go to New Haven. It's not too much further. You want to come?" I said, "Sure." But the day was so long at that point. I think actually I said no caffeine. I got a cup of coffee there at Herman. I didn't feel it at all.
Yeah.
So that's why I said no caffeine. But we are pushing to New Haven, and we're hurting so bad. And at some point, Jared is behind me. He starts calling me another friend's name, starts calling me Chad, starts saying really weird things like the way I'm shaped looks like a bottle. Like he's starting to lose it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how. I'm not hallucinating at this point, but I'm in so much mental pain. I'm just like, all right, let's get out of here. And then to top the story off there, we finally get in to New Haven at 1 a.m. So it's 22-hour day for us. And New Haven is a beautiful little spot, but it's also too well lit for us. It was packed. Every bit of grass was taken, and it's completely lit with LED street lights. We couldn't do it, even though we were that tired. We just could not do it under the light. I mean, we had no tent or anything. We just laid out on our mats, and that was it. So we went to the back. We found the bathroom, and it was casting a nice shadow behind it. So we went behind that bathroom, and little did we know, it was like 20 feet from the main track, the Union Pacific track right there. And so we close our eyes for like 20 minutes, and just the ground starts shaking.
You got a train coming, they're going to run over you.
And they blew the horn too. It's so loud, and Jared and I are just staring at each other, just laying on the ground. And then we just start laughing. It was like this whole time. What could go wrong?
Maybe that's
now?
why people weren't over there. Maybe that's why the dark spot was available.
Yes. And this year, you could see the tracks very clearly.
Yeah.
We did not see the tracks.
Well, you were tired. You were
very tired. Pardon me. So, and that one actually ended up the next morning. We had what we call like a ramp grandma. She saw us get up in the morning, and she's like, "Okay, boys, you have 5 minutes to get on the water." Like, okay, we can do this. I think she even gave us a couple protein shakes.
Yeah.
So we drank those. Yep. Pushed on, got to Klondike. And at that point we knew, and we saw her there. She's like, "All right, boys, back in the water." Yep. Okay, let's finish. And it was, I think if I remember correctly, it was very fair weather. It was so nice. That's when we kind of went back to that music and chilling. And we weren't doing anything for time. So we're just taking it super easy, and it was so fun that last trek. And when we got to the end, the party had started at the ramp because we finished like 81 hours and some change. So,
and you get 85 total.
Yes, you had to do under 85.
So you were nosing in.
We were
at the end.
Yes, which we also just managed to pass like a 60-year-old couple at the very end of that race, and all their grandkids are at the ramp meeting them, and Jared and I are just like barely making it.
Hey, you did it. I mean, those of you who've done the research, and I mean, maybe could you, now that you've done it again and you were slightly more prepared the second time, a lot more prepared, can you critique your first run? Like, what did you do wrong there? Like,
Absolutely.
if you were to just like say, basically you just went through a testament of what you shouldn't do.
Yes.
Right? You stopped too much, you slept too long, you had too much weight in the boat, right? I mean, like, just sort of critically assess what you did wrong and what good racers should do differently if they're going to try to succeed.
Yes. You just named most of those main issues, but I mean, the first biggest thing would be to get time in the boat. You don't have to get the nicest boat ever, and you and Joe talked about all that about, he never had gotten a new boat in his life. The best racer in the nation, in the world, or in Missouri. So we did get an aluminum canoe, which we knew was going to be slower, a little more stable, which was nice. But if you're going to have a boat like that, maybe consider getting a rudder, which would help you out in the long run. Something that never occurred to us. I think we paddled 350 miles because we had 10 miles of going side to side.
Just the currents and whatnot sweeping you around.
Oh yeah. And then, but time in the boat being important because I think we partially started off so slow because we had no idea. I don't think we were paddling together.
Yeah.
It was just like haphazard. The adrenaline's kicking. We're kind of like side to side. Just don't hit anybody. But it was very bad. So, if you could get some time in the boat to feel it out, I mean, partially you need to be in there because your arms are actually going to be the best feeling limb on your body, or limbs on your body.
What's working the most is going to be the hardest because your butt gets sore, your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's down here, and that's something that really you should find out, because you think that, oh no, I'm going to get tired because of the rowing, but no, you're just not going to want to sit there. You're going to want to lay down. You're going to want to move around. And sometimes, depending on your boat, you can do that too. Mm-hmm. So that was actually the saving grace of the aluminum, is that I could get on my knees. So mix it up, knees, maybe even squat just a little bit on the seat, and then, or full on the seat. And just kind of rotate. And then choosing a paddle, Joe talked about it, if you get yourself a carbon fiber paddle, that'd be great. But we actually both times used wooden paddles. The Spanding branches here is basically exactly what we have. Yep. Just the straight version. Yeah. And what we did the whole time was use Burt's Bees hand salve. Okay. None of us had blisters. Both races.
Which is incredible. I mean,
and I think you should, if you have the ability, spend the money, get the nice paddle, because that weight is really what matters. Yeah. But if you're going to use a wooden paddle, get a nice one with a good finish on it. Use that hand salve like we did, and we had no issues.
That's awesome.
So do that if you can only have the wooden paddle. That's what I would say. Yeah.
Okay, so 3 years go by, and you decide we're going to try this again. Different company this time. So now let's fast forward. Talk about some of the changes that you made and your approach. Go soup to nuts. Your boat name, your partners, the process for getting ready, the race experience, and I'll ask questions along the way.
Okay. So from the rip this year, January 1st, I'm getting on my dad, because the last couple of years have been like a lot of talk and not a lot of doing. Yeah. And I'm not blaming him, because he's way busier than I am. Very hard worker, much harder worker than I am. But I knew that we had to sign up, because that's, step one, put your money down, and then, okay, we're going to have to do something about it.
Get your yes on the table.
Yep. But we knew that we needed a good boat. So we did sign up and just put down our aluminum boat as our go-to for now. But I had actually met you at a volleyball tournament and kind of asked you for some help. And you were the one that gave us the link to Riverhawk. Yep. And so I filled out the information on their website about a boat. And Joe got back to me a little bit later and said, hey, we've got this. He's like, first of all, I could build you a boat that might be ready by the race. It's going to cost you, I'll let him say how much. Let's just say a lot of money. It's going to cost you a lot of money. Yeah. Or I could rent you one of my boats. Like, that sounds a lot better. We'll do that. He first threw out this 39-foot carbon canoe, which I think would have been impossible for the newbies that we were and are. Later on, he would put forward this 22-foot cedar strip canoe. Yep. And we had known about it for a while, but the next step was also getting it and getting in the water. And so I started with me, my brother, and my dad. And over Christmas, my cousin Matt, who is a beast in his own right, he's a little bit younger. He's 21. He threw javelin for Tennessee. Okay. He's very strong and lighter than me. So I was like, okay, we've got a pretty good team here. If we get 4 guys ripping in that water, like
we're gonna be all right.
Surely, yeah, we'll be all right. Well, it's very hard to get 4 guys together in any case, let alone to go sweat in the sun. So it was very difficult. And at one point, Joe reached out to you to see if we were serious.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him at all because he didn't know us.
Yeah.
And we showed no signs of wanting to get out of the water. But every time he would ask if we could get the boat, I'm like, it's just going to be me. Dad's over here.
Yeah.
Hunter's at a wedding in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Matt's working in Columbia or something like that. So
and that's the thing. It's a commitment to prepare. It's almost as much or bigger of a commitment to prepare and get ready and do all those things as a race itself, which is taxing in its own way.
Mm-hmm. So the preparation was very difficult for us. We finally get the boat, and honestly, getting the boat and then up to the race, Joe was such a big help. Like, he was genuinely there for us every single step of the way. So yeah, shout out to Joe, and watch that and listen to that podcast if you haven't already, because it's going to be a very different style to what I'm going to tell you today. Yeah. Very different mindset.
Right. But that's the beauty of this race. And I don't know, I'll just say it now because I will want to say it. I missed it this year. I had done it in 23 and 24. 23 was the MR 170, right? 24, we successfully finished the race, which was a terrific achievement. And then when, the gun goes off and the racers are in the water, I'm tracking you guys and other friends. And it's just so...
You felt it?
I felt it. I was like, I got to get back out there. But anyway, just acknowledging the commitment, right?
Right.
Yeah. There's so much time.
So all that time, we finally get a date to get on the water. We did a little stretch from Lexington to Waverly. It's just 3 hours at a moderate pace. And we were only able to get me, my dad, and brother. And when we got out there, I'm not going to lie, that, sitting in that seat, I was like, I don't feel that great, but I didn't feel terrible. I just knew that, and this is something you have to kind of get your head in to understand, is you can just put yourself out there, feel that pain, you understand your body's going to respond. So I'm not like a Joe man. We're not pushing ourselves through the night. But just having that understanding that you can do it.
Yeah.
And you're very capable, is the biggest step. So with that confidence, I was able to push on. My dad had the same situation in the back, but in the middle of the boat, my brother wasn't feeling so good. And I can't blame him at all. He had really just moved back to Kansas City. So we hadn't been around each other too much, and he's not a runner by any means. He's a completely different build. He's a strong guy, way stronger than me. But, sitting in a boat, it's going to be a lot harder for him. So pretty much after that little trial run, in which, by the way, we tipped the boat at the very end at the ramp, which kind of scared us.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I think it kind of scared him a little bit. He backed out. It's like, okay, not feeling great about it, but okay, maybe 3-man could be better for us. Because, who knows, maybe we're too heavy if we have 4-man, and we still need to find that out. Can
we go back to the tipping first?
Yeah.
How did that happen? Because, people who say they went to camp when they were a kid and they never tipped the canoe and everything. It's not the same, right? What were the variables that led to you dumping the boat there?
So at that time, it was rigged for a 4-man setup. And so with just 3 of us, we're already a little off balance.
Okay.
We had my brother in the rear middle seat. So I think it sits pretty high. Something about the cedar strip, It just sits a little higher. It's just a little more tippy.
Okay.
We felt that throughout the race, but that day it was especially bad. It felt like it would almost take a dive, like just out of nowhere. It'd be like, oh, what was that?
Yeah.
So, but we managed 3 hours just fine. So we're like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, getting into the ramp is it takes a little bit of training. You need to be aware that like the eddy current is like ripping around that ramp sometimes.
Swirls, yeah.
The swirls. So there's a couple different ways to go about it, but that day we definitely didn't choose the right way. We tried to do what we did in the aluminum, which is get right next to it, cut as hard as you can at the last second, and then just paddle on up. It was not ready for a hard cut. And so there at the very end, I mean, in half a second, we're in the water.
Yeah.
We only lost my brother's glasses, so, nothing too bad. But that concerned us. So we knew we needed to get back out in the water again. The next time we went to a lake because the river, doing it that way, it's very difficult to get everybody's vehicles,
Yep.
You have to...
Yeah, you can park and go, but lakes is a great training ground too because of the waves and all that other stuff.
And that's what we were thinking.
Yep.
And we didn't necessarily need a current. We just wanted to see, okay, can we maneuver this? Can we use the rudder and take a hard turn to the right and left on a whim? And we got that attempt in with my cousin this time, and so my brother. We also tipped, seemingly randomly. And I was like giving up hope on this thing. I'm like, it's so much faster. It's so much better. But what if we tip every time we try to go into a ramp? Every 3 hours. It just wouldn't work. It'd be impossible. So I talked to Joe about this, and he offered to take it back in to turn it into a 3-man boat to balance it out. And he'd also put a little inflatable thing under the middle seat. And he made some other modifications too, all for us without even asking.
Okay.
Just did it. And brought it to the ramp.
Just trying to get you successful.
Yeah, for us. Just trying to help us out.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess what would be the next question you have? Because I think that would be the lead up to it.
So you got ready, and then if we go back through the failures from 22, how were you prepared with your food? How were you prepared with your weight? Did you get the boat in early? All the things that you'd been there before, right? So you knew there's some strategy to the start. There's some strategy to the preparation and all of that. So
right.
Yeah, just take us through the actual start of the race and on through.
So really, we brought a lot of our stuff down to the ramp, but it's just because we needed to transfer it to our ground crew. We had most of our sleeping gear in packs ready to go, but just gave it to Tammy, to my stepmom. And for our food, we each got a little snack bag. We each got a Yeti or some kind of water thermos. And then we also, besides the snack bag, we each got 3 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We decided that's what we wanted for our lunch.
Okay.
Because we're not going to stop day one. You're just do not stop. Go to Waverly. So
you went PB&J, straight PB&J, and you had water enough for the day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And maybe some frozen water bottles to help out as well, or just in case.
Yep.
And I guess I missed the part where you asked me about the team name.
Yep.
I came up with it. I'm very proud of it. My stepmom, she's so sweet, but she said she would not help us if I left the name as it was. So I didn't mean to lie to her, but at some point along the way, I was like, we'll have to just talk about it because there's no better name in my opinion. We were 20 feet of Johnson.
Because your last name is Johnson.
We were the
and
Johnsons.
The boat was 20 feet long.
Yes, roughly,
Yeah.
Give or take. So I love the name, and so did everybody else. And I was like, well, we'll just take this one on the chin. I have to say sorry later. If she's listening to this later on, please forgive me, Tim. Thank you for your help. But then at the ramp that day,
You're talking about at Call Point, the start of the race.
Yes.
We put in
20 minutes or 15 minutes before. We, very comfortable. It was, not much stress. We'd put on the lights that morning, but that's just because we didn't have the double-sided tape and stuff we needed yet. And pretty much with all that we had in the boat, we were good to go.
Yeah.
Everything else would be taken care of by Tammy, and we were feeling pretty stoked.
Yeah.
I guess one more thing before it gets started is that the sleeping before the race, I think, is very important. I don't know about you, Chris, but I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, it's hard. You're so excited, and you don't want to miss your alarm to get up and be down there in time and all that.
I think I took one melatonin, laid down, nothing for an hour and a half. So I got up, took another melatonin. I still woke up at 1 a.m. because I had a little moment where I sat up and I was like,
I missed it.
And then I was like, Dad can't forget the, he had.
Oh yeah.
I was like, Dad, don't forget that. So I texted him at 1 a.m. like, don't forget the, whatever it was. I think the insert seat we had for the canoe was like, do not forget that. Back to sleep, back up at 4.
Yeah.
Just slept terribly. But at that point in the morning, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
So if you can get to bed early and sleep a full night's rest, that will help you so much. But it may be harder than Christmas Eve by far.
Yeah.
It was for us. But we get in the water there and we're ready to go. Lots of boats this year. And I don't know, I was very excited. The only thing we were just like, do not tip at the very beginning. If we're going to do it, let's do it.
Yeah.
Way later. I don't care. Let's just make it, because the Kansas is where you start right there before the ramp. You have to enter the Missouri, and it's not too crazy. It's not such a drastic change. That
kind of a sweeping right-hand turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
not quite 90 degrees, but the currents are a real deal.
Right. And so that's what we were worried about. Like, that's exactly what we saw.
Yep. Did you see anybody tip?
I didn't see anybody tip.
Yeah.
Nope. We had a little kerfuffle there with a team that wouldn't turn for some reason. So we kind of had to hold on for a little bit, and there's a little bit of banging. It was kind of like the start of a cross-country race. It was very, very similar. Everyone's just excited, and we're just trying to keep you away from each other, looking side to side.
Yeah.
But once we got going and got in the open water, we were pushing it.
Feeling good.
My watch was telling us at one point we were hitting 8.5.
Oh, wow.
And that was pretty average for that opening bit. Now, when the adrenaline started to die off, we fell off a lot harder than that, but it still felt so good. I'm looking at my watch like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And I wasn't going to tell him. I was like, I was just like, we're doing great, guys. Keep it up.
Yeah.
I'm looking down. Nope.
There's no way. Really good.
Yeah, we're doing really good. This is awesome. And so that energy kind of powered us through the day. We only had a little hiccup right before Napoleon. Our left rudder line snapped off the end.
Oh.
And so we pulled over at Napoleon. We didn't plan on it, but it was actually very nice because I was so nervous. I had to pee so much. It was not very easy to pee in this boat, which is something you got to think about, people. For the ladies, you have to get a she pee. And for the guys, depending on your boat, either you can angle or you might have to get a cup. Like, it's something you have to consider. But that was a very nice stop for us. We got maybe threw some snacks off, some trash off, and replace, liquid IV, quick bathroom. And then this is kind of a theme that we'll talk about, but some guy there just had a Leatherman. We're like, what do we do? We need something. Guy's just like, here. So Dad uses it. snaps it back, tightens it down, we're good to go. Get back on the water. Boom. And that happens more than you can imagine.
The need to repair or somebody helping you?
Somebody helping you.
Yeah. Yeah.
The need to repair will happen probably.
Yeah.
Unless you have a very simple boat. So that could be to your advantage there. But if you have a rudder, something's probably going to happen. Just little moving pieces. That's just going to happen. But there are so many kind people just everywhere wanting to help. Other racers.
Yeah.
But volunteers or other ground crew that just have supplies ready. We'll definitely have to talk about that more because it almost makes me tear up. But anyways, we'll move on. We get back on the water.
Yeah, you made it through Napoleon. At that point, you're about halfway to Waverly at that point. Yep.
And then we had our first bad moment hitting Lexington. And I think it's because we did that trail run from Lexington to Waverly. Something came over us. We're just like, oh, man, it's going to be 3 hours. Like we knew it because we had done that. It's going to be 3 hours.
Yeah.
And like a little wave of,
we have a lot more to go before we're
even to step one of the first day.
Yeah.
So for an hour, we didn't talk. We were in a slump. And that's one thing you got to do is motivate each other. But I think we were all we were kind of down.
Yeah.
And no one was stepping up. And that goes for me too. I had done it before. I'm the only one in my boat who had done it before, but I still wasn't really leading the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, an hour later, my cousin starts bringing up movies. And we get to talking again. And he's a little bit younger. Sorry, Matt, but he's talking about Kung Fu Panda 3 and...
You hadn't seen these movies.
The Kung Fu Pandas. I think I had seen them as in like Anna watched them and I had seen it in the peripheral.
Oh, yeah. I saw it because my kids watched it.
Exactly,
so, yeah.
So you get it. But, it was conversation. So something to get us going, brought us back to life. And really, we kind of jawed back and forth until Waverly. And when we hit Waverly, we were feeling pretty good.
Yeah, checkpoint one. You are free and safe from the Reaper. And then any miles you can tack on after that is
gravy.
Bonus.
Yeah. And we hit it at 10 hours, basically on the dot, which is not like phenomenal. But the sun was still well high in the sky. We got out, had some burgers and some other snacks and everything. But the burgers, which shout out to Burger Bar in Carrollton. Thank you for your delicious burgers.
Awesome.
Very needed at that time. It's very popular over there, but for anyone who may pass through for some baseball or something like that, one of these days, go to Burger Bar.
That's awesome. We got ours from the Boy Scouts.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just right off the top of the ramp.
That's another thing. The Boy Scouts and all the other groups coming together. At Waverly especially, they were killing it.
Oh, they're doing a business, boy. There's a line 15 people deep the whole time. Oh,
they're cranking out dogs and burgers.
Yeah.
And, we would have done that, and maybe in the future, if there's a future.
Yeah.
We could do that too. Take some strain off our ground crew. But we only stayed a little bit, got back in the water, and pushed on. And this is the first difference I noticed this year, this race. When the sun started to go down, it did not get cooler. It
was hot this year.
It did not feel cooler. And I was a little irked by that. I was like, man, Jared and I were feeling so good right now. And we were so much farther along.
Yeah.
And I did not feel much better. But no matter, it's still not bad. We're fine. Let's just push on. So we did, and we did such a great job. And I kept telling my dad and cousin that. I was like, guys, we're doing so good. Like, this is amazing. Let's keep this up. Let's get to Miami.
Motivation.
Yep. Let's get to Miami. Let's get some rest, and we'll just do it all over again. Well, we get to Miami about 10 o'clock and feeling good. We get our bedding. We lay it out. We eat a little bit, drink a little bit. And when we lay down, we kind of start to realize the problems the unseen problems of the race as well. If you're like us and you need a lot of sleep, we felt that we did. We wanted to get at least 5 hours. We were going to stay there for a while. Well, for 2 hours, people were coming in off the river, hooping and hollering because they're excited. And understandably. But there's a lot of noise. There's alarms going off, it feels like, everywhere. People accidentally hitting their horn.
Honking, locking cars, lights on.
The lights, just somebody's headlights turning on you. Boom.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like it happened so many times. I think I only got like 2.5 hours of sleep the first night out of 5 that we laid there. Same with my dad. And then my cousin admitted that he didn't want to bring a sleeping bag that first night. He got cold somehow. And I understand because you can, because right off the river there.
Well, and your body's working so hard to cool itself from the activity that, you stop the activity. It doesn't stop the homemade air conditioning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so unfortunately he didn't sleep at all.
Oh.
I think he shivered and had his eyes closed for 5 hours. So when we got up, we weren't feeling too awful great.
Yeah.
But it was better for my dad and I, and we're like, well, let's go. No, let's not waste any time. But there was a little bit of fog, which is something that you do not mess with on the river. I had not seen it at all in my last race, which was very lucky. But this morning it was pretty bad. But the ramp volunteer had said that, it's kind of choppy between here and Glasgow. It might get thicker the closer you get to Glasgow, but it's your call. So we decided to push on because we weren't gonna wait.
Yeah.
They didn't text us about a barge or anything.
Yep.
So we figured we could make it. Well, that morning was very pretty. I'll admit it was very nice, and I did a lot of talking, and you learn a lot about even your own dad.
Yeah.
So much to learn about each other when you don't spend that much time constantly together.
Yeah.
And also, my dad lives in Carrollton. We're right there by we're right in Carroll County.
Yeah.
He knew all these little landmarks.
Yeah, on the river.
So we could kind of just point out we knew where we were. And it was very nice until, we started getting the thicker fog. At one point, we hit this patch of fog that was so thick that you couldn't see the edge of the water or anything around you. It was silver from top to bottom with the bright sun.
Yep.
Here. I was like, oh my God, the Catholics are right. This is purgatory. We just fell in. We're dead. But no, it was just the way that it was just completely silver. And we wish we were talking about it, like, do we have a camera that could capture this?
Right.
Like, there's no way. It's unreal. And that kind of plays into the beauty that you see along the river.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a race, but you're out there on the Missouri River experiencing an angle that no one else really.
Very few people
get to see.
Yeah.
And in the early morning, at night, midday.
Yeah. It's
just gorgeous. It's unreal. So we get through that fog, and right about then we see a 2-person kayak got picked up by a safety boat. A partner got out, but one stayed in. We went up and talked to her. Yeah, her partner's sick.
Yeah.
Can't push on. She's not going to quit. She's going to go.
She's going.
In a 2-man kayak. So we're like, okay, if she's going to keep going, we can keep going.
Yeah.
So we pushed on, made it to Glasgow, got some awesome Boy Scout food.
Yeah.
Hit the spot so well, got a shower in, started to feel more human again. And I would also recommend that. I'd get a shower if you can.
Yeah.
It really does matter when you feel just completely slimy, grimy, like you really do return to a sense of self, like, okay,
yeah,
we can do that again.
Yeah. And at this point it's midday.
Yeah, we got there at 10 a.m. So each morning, we seem to leave at around 5:30.
Yeah.
And it's a 5-hour trek. We hit it around 10 a.m., which was
so you were
pretty good.
paddling almost exclusively during the day.
Yes, and we talked about it. My dad wasn't comfortable with paddling at night. I know that it can be very pretty at night, but we just, we're like, we're good enough.
Yeah.
We're going pretty fast on this river.
We'll make it.
And that was our goal. We weren't trying to get sub 70, sub 80 was nice. That's what I really wanted. But it's like, first and foremost, let's make sure we finish this race. So I think Glasgow was when Matt may have wanted to quit, because that's when it started to hit.
Yeah.
And I noticed he had to take quite a few breaks. He was hurting. No back rest.
Yeah.
Was really something. And by the grace of the Lord, my back did not pain me. I don't know how. I really wanted a back rest, because I thought it would be nice to just sit back for once, but it did not at all. So thankfully, with my spot on the boat, I couldn't get a back rest, and that was my position.
Yeah.
But there at Glasgow, we got a stadium seat, strapped it to his spot, and he turned into a different guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's when I think we averaged over 8 in that segment from Glasgow to Boonville to Franklin Island.
Yeah.
And we got there so early. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to make it to Cooper's Landing easily. And I'm curious what you think about this. Because of the awful sleep that we had the first night, we got a hotel room in Columbia for day 2.
Okay.
So I know some people do that, and I hadn't thought of that, but we were going fast, but hurting.
Okay.
My cousin was talking a big game, but without any sleep, he was hurting. And this is where you can kind of see the difference between our races, because what you get an hour of sleep or less.
Yeah, we did well, but I don't. It's just a different style of race, and again, that's why I wanted to have you on the show, because you see the ultra competitive guys who are not sleeping at all, and you think about it when you're cruising through, when you're making it to Cooper's Landing, there's a dozen people who have finished already.
Yeah,
and that's just those people aren't staying up 2, 3, 4 nights in a row. If you're gonna aim to finish and be sub 80 hours or whatever, you're going to need to factor sleep in. And ours was just trying to figure out the best time to sleep and basically paddle until those times that we were trying to sleep, and however far we got. But yeah, I mean, I like your approach, because your goal is to paddle 340 miles in 85 hours or less. And you did it, right? First time was ugly as sin. The second time, more prepared, more organized, right? Not trying to break any race records or, really win anything, but you got to take care of your body. You got to take care of your mind. You got to eat right. You got to do all the things, and you got to find a way and to make it work. And you did. So you want to grab a hotel? Grab a hotel. You're not going to win, and you're not trying to win, but it's support.
Yes. And we had heard, I think at least 2 boats went all the way from the start to Franklin Island to Boonville, got out and went and stayed at Isle of Capri, there at the casino. And that's just something they did. And I guess they've done it for a couple of years now, or a few years. Someone at my gym actually did it with their dad and made it all the way to Jeff City. That's where they lived.
Oh, okay.
Went home, slept for a little bit, showered, and then got back in the water.
Yeah.
So, there's so many different ways to do it.
Yeah.
As you just said, different goals.
Yeah.
We needed that. It was so nice to sleep in a bed and get a shower, and also to get to Cooper's Landing when kind of everyone's having fun. Last time we would have been there at like 5 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
just going by the ramp when it's just dead. This is like, we were part of the main body of the race.
Yeah.
And okay, this is fun.
Electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tons of people there just drinking and cheering us on. Like, we're going up to the ramp. They're like, yeah. Like, we are really cool.
You're
aren't
celebrities.
We? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But then from Coopers to Jeff City, you had some issues, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. All right. So even though the bed was so nice, we stuck to the plan. We did get a full 6 hours, but we got up at 4:15, 4:30, got back to the ramp, maybe stopped for some ice, some caffeine, breakfast stuff, to the ramp, on the water by 5:30. Awesome. I think it's about 3.5 hours at our pace to Jeff City.
Yep.
At that point. And so, like, okay, see you, Tammy. We'll see at the ramp.
Yep. Everything's clicking right along.
Yep. And that's day 3. It's such a great day. There is a lot to do. And day 2, we kicked so much butt. So there was high expectations for this day. But you're going to get so far on day 3. You're going to be so close to the end that it's really going to start to kick in. Like, if I just keep paddling, if I just stay in the boat, we're going to make it. And we did make it to Jeff City. Very close, at least. We were like 30 minutes outside the ramp.
Yep.
And that's what makes it hurts. It hurts so much more. But at that point, besides the day 1, we had only passed people. We did not get past. We were just cooking. And that was our only goal. We'd see someone on the horizon. All right, get that person. Let's pass their boat.
Go get them.
Yep. So that's what we did. We passed several that morning. We're getting to the last big bend before Jeff City. And I swear it's a thin part of the river. It made no sense. In hindsight, we know why it was the waves were so bad, but a little foreshadowing, we see a barge come around the corner. We had already seen a barge day 1. I didn't mention that, but it actually wasn't that eventful. We rode the waves just fine. It does make the river really choppy.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit stressful.
Yeah, for about a half hour.
Yeah, a little more taxing for a while. So it's a little stressful on the mind from the get-go. Like, I'm going to have to deal with this. Just how it's going to be. All right. Well, you got to get out of the way. That's step 1. So we go to the other side of the river, the inside of the bend.
Yeah.
That is when we make our, first mistake. When we get to the inside, we notice pretty quickly that there's a bunch of hidden wing dikes. There's the dikes by the Corps of Engineers, these like stone piles out to kind of control the current of the river. And the water was high enough where it's kind of spilling over, so it hides them. You don't see these dikes until you're up close, or you hear rushing water. In hindsight, we probably could have made it over that one and stayed, behind it. It would have been fine. But our initial decision was to turn back straight to the middle of the channel, and that's what we did, or to the river at least, channel being on the far side. The barge comes around, and he's not going that fast, but I'm assuming he went a little bit faster than the day 1 barge, and we're way too close. Just way too close.
How far is too close?
Like maybe 70, 80 yards.
Okay. So it's a ways away.
It's a ways.
It's not like you're right up on it.
Right.
But that's still quite a...
Maybe 50, maybe
close.
Let's say close as 50 yards.
Okay.
Which is very close.
Pretty close. It's pretty close.
Yeah. Especially for our boat.
Yep.
Because even though at that point it was a lot more stable, thanks to Joe, making it a 3-person boat. But basically when those first waves came, we hit it right on, as you're supposed to do. We're riding them up, down, up, down. On that second one, bow breaks the water rushes in the canoe. Up, down, do this one more time, more water comes in. Like, Dad, we took on a lot of water. It was like, it was like a movie.
Yeah.
Like, Mayday, Mayday, boat 3016.
Yeah.
Taking on water. Mile marker 149.
Yeah.
But the water's so choppy, Dad's like, we can't we can't try to sit here and scoop water out. We need to give that boat purpose. Yeah, keep that momentum. So that's what we do. And not too much longer, here's the next set of waves that are coming. And I swear they're bigger. I don't know how.
Yeah.
But we go up, down, more water, up. And then on that valley of the next one, the boat just, like half a second, we're in the water.
It just goes underneath you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't freak out. We kind of just looked at each other like, well, I guess this is what we're doing now.
Yeah, we're in the water.
Yeah. Now, I had no idea at the time, like, do we wait for a safety boat? Do we kick it to the edge? Had no idea. Luckily, we had just passed a couple, and they pulled up. They're like, what do you want us to do? And after a little bit of deliberation, we're like, can you call a safety boat, please? Yep. Well, they call them. They give the name, our names, mile marker. We each get these safety dispatch cards.
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of involved. And at this point in the race, I think the safety team, unfortunately, is spread out as far as they can go.
Oh, yeah.
From the finish all the way to
Jeff City.
To Jeff City, if not to Franklin Island. Yeah. So they told us that the safety team was already responding to a capsizing and they'd be to us next. So we decided, well, we need to kick this to the side of the river and just take care of it. We're doing that. And meanwhile, I'm feeling an icy hot feeling on my left leg.
While you're in the water.
While I'm in the water. And it just starts off like a little annoying. We keep kicking, just talking about what we're going to do. I think 5 minutes go by. Holy crap, my leg is on fire. It is burning.
You're in the water and your leg is burning.
It's burning. And then that's when I reached down and like, oh, my Zippo is in this pocket. I pull out the Zippo, put it in my vest pocket. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I think the lighter fluid had seeped out and got all over my leg. And you'd think like you're in the river, it would just disperse, but I think it got contained within the pants.
Yeah, it got right in your pants and
and it started burning the crap out of me. So I think that the current took us like nearly a mile down, just floating.
Yeah.
And also once again, thanks to Joe for putting that inflatable under the seat. You know, it definitely could have been further in the water. It was sitting pretty high.
Yeah.
No worry about it.
There was no ability to get back in the boat.
No ability. We had actually practiced that in that lake that day. As far as we know, there's just too much water in there. Maybe with the inflatable it could have helped, but we just weren't going to try it.
Yeah.
May have been a waste of energy. But we were making our way towards the edge.
Yeah.
We're like, we can do this.
So somebody's just grabbed a hold of the boat and you're swimming.
Yeah, we're just kind of kicking. And I was like joking, like, well, we get to use our legs finally. So this is actually not a big deal. So we're kicking to the side, legs burning. And unbeknownst to us, because of the call at the ramp, our ground crew is there, grandparents are there, Tammy's there. And she's standing next to a safety person, and she hears boat 3016 capsized by barge, need assistance immediately, seen, reported by other boaters, seen it, mile marker 149. And then she gets a call because the dispatch gets to her, and she's very upset.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her at all. I think this is the main reason why she said, we will not be doing this again. That she can control us. So I understand she's very bothered. But we were fine. Back where we're at, we're doing all right. We get to the side. Right about that time, the safety boat actually pulls up and they just stay there. They're like, we see you guys. We're like, do you want anything? I'm like, no, there's nothing we can do at that point. Let us get this water out.
Yeah. So you had made it to the shore and you're bailing water right there at the side.
Yep.
Okay.
And it was Joe that had fashioned cups to each seat. And which, by the way, we'd only lost 3 sponges. My Bluetooth speaker, rest in peace. My sound core. and Matt's, my cousin's, glasses.
Okay.
And he had contacts. So really,
you're really pretty okay.
Not that bad at all.
Yeah.
We may have littered a little bit. There may have been a few things of trash and some water bottles.
Sure.
So sorry,
Yeah.
Missouri River Relief, the main sponsor of the race. We may have added to your collection, but we're doing fine. Scooping that water out, and our goal is to get enough where we can lift it on the side. We had placed a rock on the side on the muddy bank to where we could tip it, get most of the water out, and then start working our way back in. And that's what we did. I am groaning at this point like every 10 seconds
because your leg.
It's just on fire. And I've never it felt like a grease fire. It was probably like a 6 out of 10 on that scale. And I was hoping I'd be all right. Like I was like, surely it'll give up at some point, burning my skin. Well, we get back in the boat. I'm groaning a little bit more, but 10 minutes go by. We are fine. Pain starts to subside finally. We're very close to the ramp.
At Jeff City.
Yeah. And it was only a 30-minute delay. So all things considered, being tipped right there.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
So,
but the safety boat coming along, and as tired as you were, and you mentioned your cousin's issues and his desire to quit, and it was right there about Franklin Island when Stuart and I had our issues, for lack of a better word. That's a time of the race where you dig deep.
Yes.
And if you're in the water at that point and you don't have the right mental frame, that's a race ender. That's like, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm beaten. And you weren't beaten. You rejected help from safety boat.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get into a safety boat, you're disqualified, right?
Yes.
That's a DNF almost.
I think literally it is if they take you at all down river, which unless they are hauling your boat back up river to help you out, get back in, I don't think that's going to happen. So it would have been a DNF.
Yeah, you're done.
Situation.
So you made the call right there that you weren't going to be that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And looking at my watch, noticing like, okay, really not much time has passed. We're fine. Now, we had grand plans when we left the ramp that morning, thinking like, we're going to make it to at least Washington tonight. Like, we're going to go far. We're going to go do as best we can.
Yeah.
Like, what if we make it to Klondike? What if we do this? And, what if we just barely sleep and then push on and finish?
Yeah.
Like, so many great ideas.
Yeah.
But that kind of, humbled us a little bit.
You got to temper.
Yes, definitely tempered. Get to the ramp. Tammy is very relieved, and we're relieved too. I didn't really get anything from my leg, but at that point it was just red. It was kind of like, it looks just like a sunburn, and at that point it's not too bad. Just wash it with clean water, get some food, get a Red Bull, and we waited there a little bit longer than we should have.
Yeah,
but it was a little unexpected what happened. So
you're soaking wet, trying to get all figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did change clothes,
okay.
Mainly because of the fluid that might have been in the pants still.
Yep.
So when we get back in the water, we're feeling pretty good. I felt pretty confident. The only downside to that part of the river, because at the very beginning, you're doing so many big bends left and right.
Yeah. It opens up, it gets a little wider down there.
It's very wide and starts to get a little straight, and you just have to, that's where you really have to trust the current.
Yeah.
So you have to have some ability to track the current. Sometimes it's just your eyes and using the signs. In that area, there's not a lot of signs.
Yep.
You just have to understand. Sometimes the dikes kind of point you towards to where you need to go.
Yep.
But you'll just have to like kind of cross a seemingly straight river to stay in that fast water.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, some people have Garmin's. For myself, and I think if anyone out there has the means, I bought a $60 old Android phone, a OnePlus 5 or 6, and just got the app OS Osmond. It's like OSMAND.
Yeah.
I found the GPX file on the MR340 forum and just threw it. You can throw it straight into that app. And these old Androids, many of them have GPS chips in them. It will pull your location.
Yeah.
You don't have to have any connection to any service. It'll just do it. And that's what we used for nighttime.
That's
and
awesome.
Stuff like that. It's very handy. And I wasn't worried about it, dunking. And it was still, some of these old phones are still new enough where they have some kind of resistance. It works.
Yeah.
So yeah, side note, forgot about that. But that's very important as well, is knowing that channel location. We make it to Chamois. That's when the grandparents take over. They get us pizza. We're chilling. The sun's still so hot. And that's probably the heat on that third day was starting to get pretty bad. But we had met some great people. The ramp volunteer at Chamois was hilarious. She ripped me bad because I wanted to go pee. When we were done with our stop, I came up to her at the end. I was like, "Are there any facilities here?" She's like, "You just want to pee now? You've been here 30 minutes. You just want to pee?" I was like, "Well, I collapsed over there. I'm about to die." She said, "Well, okay, what, a dump or whiz?" I said, "Whiz." She's like, "Well, go right here. We're all adults." I was like, "There's kids around. I don't want to." She's like, "Well, then go behind that log." And I saw her walk over there. She's like, "That's far enough." And turned to everybody else, "Do not look at him." So lots of great characters. You'll meet all kinds of people like that, especially some of the volunteers. They will push you to get back in the water.
Yeah.
They will. So, they were very passive for us this year.
Yeah.
But sometimes
stay in the boat. Yep. They all want it. Everybody knows it. You got to stay in the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's so true. And you might understand it now listening, but if you haven't done it, when you're in the boat and it's getting late, you'll know. When you get up in the morning and you're still tired and you're hurting, you'll understand more than you could ever know.
Yeah. Get in the boat.
Get in the boat and move. But we move on from there. And that's whenever we met a lot of paddlers at this point, not just the woman who her partner quit. We met another guy whose partner quit.
Yeah.
And they had their own issues, pain.
Sure.
Serious pain.
Yeah. After the race, there were people hospitalized. Dehydrated, having issues with bowel issues, cramps.
Mm-hmm.
It's real.
Exactly. I'm not knocking their partners who had quit, but it also was a testament to these people that are there. It's like they're soloing a double kayak or something like that.
Just make it happen.
And they're making it happen. There's so many tough people.
Yeah.
And that's what we meet. A really tough group. We're going to Herman, and all of a sudden I'm talking to my family. I'm turning around and I catch this boat catching us bad. Like, they're going fast.
Yeah.
We hadn't been, beat by anybody at this point, really, besides the first day. And I'm kind of noticing, what in the world? In the front looks like a 16-year-old girl.
Uh-huh.
In the middle is a 10-year-old girl. And in the back we think of their dad. Yep. And they are booking it.
That's awesome.
They kicked our butts. Not just to the end of the race, but that night we saw them.
Did you know their boat name number?
No, I should have.
Yeah.
I should have caught it. But we talked to the dad.
Yeah.
Apparently, I think the middle young girl was his daughter, but the 16-year-old was just like a family friend or something that they had met, who was like, when we saw her, she's on her knees in a Winona.
Yeah.
And she's ripping that.
She's coming.
Paddle. Like, we couldn't do that. We couldn't maintain. We tried okay, let's just keep their cadence.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Okay, we'll just chill out for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, amazing paddlers was, aside, meeting them, insane. We saw him at Herman.
Yeah.
And talked to the dad, and he was just like, "I told that girl I can't do that. You're gonna kill me."
Yeah.
Like, who is this?
I know.
This is like a D1 athlete. If somehow anyone hears, I'm sure this is going to be a D1 athlete at any college of her choice later on. But that was, getting to a really important part of the river because, that third night, at least if you're in our position.
Yeah.
I can't remember where you were at this time.
Third night.
We
were finishing that night.
You were finishing that night.
Yeah, we finished at like 10 o'clock on Thursday night.
That's amazing. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's guts. We are not made quite of the same stuff. So
just different.
Yep,
just different races, different plans, different, It doesn't mean one's any tougher than the other. It's just different.
But it doesn't mean that Jay Christopher is a total. Can I cuss?
No, we're not doing that right here.
BADAS.
Bad guy.
He's a bad guy. He is a bad.
Bad
man.
I've famously celebrated Stuart, my partner.
Yes,
he is tougher than boot leather. And when it came time for me to grumble and all of those other things, it was kind of his mental fortitude that got me through some of that. And then, we joked that all I really contributed was, I said, I'll be here for you, a good attitude, and I'll muscle up in the front. That's it. So, but he was the one that really kind of kept us grounded. So,
but to keep up is awesome.
Yeah, it's a good time.
More credit to you. So for us, they're finishing their race, but we have another day to go. We decide to get to New Haven, which is not too much farther than Herman. It's relatively close. Yeah. Just a 2.5 hour, 3 hour jaunt.
Yeah, which is funny because day one, when you're thinking about 3 hours from Lexington to Waverly, you're like, oh, it's so far. And then day three, you're like, well, it's just a couple 3 hours. We'll be there before you know it.
Yeah. That's the craziest thing is that you just have to be okay. If you see, pick your average number. We did, 7 miles an hour at least. So that was my number. So we have 25 miles, 3.5 hours. That's it. You may paddle a lot faster, but it's really going to it's going to be 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more. And you just have to accept that. Yeah. You're going to be there for 3.5 hours. Okay. And that's what we did. We managed, which by the way, we round the bend at New Haven. We see the lights. And did you guys see that moon that night? Thursday night, it was like a super orange, an unreal orange moon.
Yeah. And when it comes up and you see it all, it's awesome.
It's huge in the sky. It took my breath away. Just more views that you just get to see.
Yeah. And it's neat that you get to see them from the water. A lot of times most people don't get to see it from that perspective.
Yeah. And being as tired as you are, as beat from all that paddling, it gives you a different sense of appreciation, I'd say. And then thank you, also appreciation post to Joe, who on your podcast mentioned
Paddle Stop 1300.
Paddle Stop 1300.
Yeah.
Which we were too late to make it to the pulled pork. He made 40 pounds of pulled pork and was out.
That's incredible.
By the time we made it. I think we made it around 10 o'clock or 9:30 there, and he treated us. Out of pulled pork, but I ate 4 loaded beef tortillas or beef fajitas.
That's awesome.
So good. And his wife, I think, was back there cooking them as well. I got to say hi to her. Amazing. They were so kind. They were helping out so many people, feeding us such good food. He gave us a little sample of his beans that were so good, a little fiery, but so good. And also, my dad got a beer. We were at the bar is open, so Dad gets a beer. The vibe had changed at that point,
At that point, you realized you were going to make it.
Yep.
Right?
For a fact.
Yeah.
Barring tragedy.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. So did you spend the night there?
We spent the night there. I think we let Joe down. He asked, like, oh, so you guys pushing on? No. No.
No, we're going to take her easy.
Yeah, I know.
Out tomorrow.
We're your baby team here, but we took it easy.
Yeah.
Which this is that stop where Jared and I got woken up by the train twice, actually.
3 years back.
3 years back. So I was telling him about this. I was like, we need to find a good spot to sleep because I don't know of too many. Well, this is a super secret for all you insiders. Son of the Law podcast special. Right off the ramp on the east side, if you go up that little hill where there's kind of a tree covering too, there's like a water treatment, maybe a sewage treatment little lagoon up there. But there's a mowed strip of land all the way around that fence, and it's flat, and it's shaded, and it's perfect. We slept like kings.
That's awesome. It's a long way from a hotel room in Jeff City.
Yes.
But it's, your standards, they just change. You're so much more comfortable with yourself, with your mind, with your standards.
Yeah.
What is comfortable changes after you've been exposed to something like that.
Right. Like you're part of this incredibly unique experience that many others are there at the same exact time with you. That's the other cool thing, being part of that main body of the, we like to call ourselves like the first of the last of the pack, because people like you are finishing the race. You know, we're there at New Haven, but so many people. We'd even met a guy from Excelsior Springs, and I forget his name because it was late that night that we met him.
The only one I know from Excelsior is Kurt Schiller.
Mm-mm.
Team Leg Up.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
No, you wouldn't have met him. He finished in. I think he was going sub 60 this year, and I think he did it. So
wow,
that's awesome.
That's amazing to him.
So shout out Team Leg Up. Go Kurt.
Mm-hmm. Definitely shout out. And shout out to this guy who was a solo. He said his girls go to Lawson.
Okay.
But they're in elementary school, I believe. So I didn't recognize his family, but very kind man. And that goes for, really everybody. And that's, we go to bed that night feeling pretty good, waking up feeling pretty good. And we had, of course, it wasn't going to be that easy. It wasn't just going to be a cakewalk in. Like I was telling my boat crew, my hardy lads, that the last day is a cakewalk because, okay, you make it to Klondike, get a little bite to eat, a little drink, and then, what are you going to do?
Strong. You got 6 hours, finish strong.
No, no. It was so hot.
It's hot.
It got hotter than I've ever felt it.
Yeah.
So we made 4 hours, make it to Klondike. I believe we have 3.5 hours left. It may have been 3.5 hours to Klondike and 3.5 hours left.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Thankfully, the tent at Klondike had bacon and eggs, and were donation only. So kind.
Yeah.
So kind. It was so delicious and so needed. We did donate.
Yeah.
But shout out to them. Just great ramp help. And I mean, at that point, like we kept saying it over and over. They're like, we're going to make it. But like, it just starts to repeat over and over and over.
You still got to make it.
You still you've just got to put in that little bit more.
Yeah.
But it's not it's not a cross country race where you've got that, 200 meter sprint, maybe.
Yeah.
It's
another half a day.
Yeah. It's another half a day. So don't expect it to be easy.
Yeah.
And man, that heat, we got back on the water. We tried to talk. We tried to liven up. We lost my Bluetooth speaker. So no David Goggins to listen to in the boat.
Who's going to carry the boats?
Who's going to carry the boats? We did listen to that.
You don't know me.
At some point, yeah.
They don't know me, son.
Exactly. No, we were the opposite of that. We're just like, just breathe.
Yeah.
And keep your heart rate low. It was just oppressive, just sucking the soul out of you. And like, the water will cool you down. We were all doing it, splashing ourselves. Yeah. It would be like half second later, it's warm. It couldn't be helped. Not much breeze. So of course we had to end it like this. Thank the Lord for this 63-year-old solo grandma who we met with like an hour to go and just caught up to her, and was just a
ray of sunshine.
More than, not just in conversation, but she herself was like fired up, didn't look tired at all. And, like telling us, I'm a 63-year-old grandma. Like, and we're just, oh my God.
Yeah.
Who are we? Like very young men. And then my dad,
yeah,
not that old, 53.
Yeah.
So it was just, there's once again, so many amazing people part of the race. Well, one last little fun bit before the end of the race. We're going under those bridges. We have one more bridge to go under, the I-70 bridge. And then we see Ameristar, and there's the end of the race.
Yeah.
We're like, oh my gosh. Starting to get so excited.
Yeah.
We get a few calls. And my dad's phone has been going off the whole time because he's a contractor and lots of business calls. But we figured, like ring 3 times in a row. Like,
there's an
someone
issue.
wants to know, or someone wants to get a hold of him, but he couldn't get to his phone. I think it was dying, actually.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, I'm going to call Tammy. So I did. Yeah, there's a barge coming.
Oh boy.
And sure enough, right there, we look up and you can see that tower coming under the I-70 bridge right now. And we're just, like, you gotta be kidding me. It had to happen right here. I mean, we are under 2 miles.
Yeah.
Shove the anger down. That's so unfair, shove that down.
Yeah.
Really, there was nothing to complain about. This boat captain, this guy had put his boat, his barge, as far as it could go, to the far side, like he knew, and was going maybe 2 miles an hour,
chilling
so
out.
slow.
Yeah.
So we kind of panic and we go to the left side of the river. There's the dikes. We actually had to go over one because we didn't see it till it was too late. It worked out. And there's kind of some rapids. Those waves finally come, and they're like nothing.
Yeah.
I was so relieved. Thank you, stranger, for doing that, because it meant a lot to us at that moment. We had one little right there by the bridge. Because we're on the left side, it did get a little
wobbly,
sketchy, and we're kind of like whitewater rafting for a 22-foot canoe type thing. Oh, finally get to that. Then we're into the bridge, and it's Ameristar.
Yeah.
And we see the ramp.
You can see it.
And there it is. And we're just, just pure joy.
Yeah.
It's a feeling that you just cannot get anywhere else.
Yeah.
You can't buy that.
The cowbell.
The cowbell.
There, you can hear that coming from a mile. Yeah. And you want to go towards it, and you get there, and it's awesome.
And then there was a bunch of young, like high school volunteers.
Yeah.
They took our boat. They took everything. We're done. They take it. So thank you, gentlemen at the ramp. Thank you to the lady who gave us our medals, and to all the people that are sitting there cheering for everyone coming in, because it really does help when you get to the end. Our ground crew's there. It was just so special.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
And you made it.
That was the race. We made it.
So what? The natural questions are: are you going to do it again?
I've been told by several family members that I would not be allowed to.
Really?
Yeah, partly, the ground crew experience is also stressful, and I totally understand that.
It's a team sport.
Yes.
It is a team sport.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You are not the only one stressed and suffering the whole time.
Yep.
And then partly, when you get flipped by the barge, whenever everyone thinks like you almost died, we almost got sent to Davy Jones' locker. Like, no, I don't know. I think the answer is there's a potential, but like you had mentioned before, maybe a large crew, a very unique experience.
Yeah.
Where it would be unlike most of the racers, and I don't know if it would be easier by any means, but it would be it'd be something I'd want to be a part of.
Yeah.
Maybe that I could do that.
So did your team feel a great sense of satisfaction as you guys talked through that?
Yes. Especially me and my dad, we were stoked. I think my cousin was absolutely beat.
Yeah.
I mean, that morning he forced us in the water. I think he's like, let's get this done with. I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him at all.
Yeah.
So they hit the road. He went back home, and that was probably the best part. We skipped the party, which maybe if it was just my decision, we wouldn't have done. But we went home and slept in our own beds.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, after you've been partying for 4 days, you know what I mean? And the party's great.
Yeah.
And we skipped it too, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, if you're not winning anything, it's not that it's a reward for yourself, right? Like the achievement is the completion of the race.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and especially if you finish the day before, you have to, wash up and, sleep somewhere else and then stay an extra night.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's not your home.
Yeah. We got a hotel that evening. It was great. And then the next day, after an awesome night's sleep, you get up, you go down, grab some breakfast somewhere in on St. Charles, stroll a little bit, watch racers finish. It's awesome. That's a great experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get you some Grandma's cookies there on Main Street, St. Charles. Grandma's cookies was awesome.
So good. So good. Okay. So again, I mean, you don't disappoint, Griffin. This community, and as you've rightly pointed out, is made up of drastically different people from all walks of life with all different stories and purposes, to try to just go out and conquer the mighty Mo.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done it twice, and you didn't give up, So maybe let's just finish our conversation around how are you different coming out of these experiences? What lasting thing do you take away from it outside of just the memories made with your partners and family members?
I'm really glad you asked that question because, there's really one thing I wanted to talk about, and I really wanted to talk about how I was different. In 22, I wasn't necessarily an atheist, hardline atheist at the time, but I had lived as an atheist for many years at that point. You may not have known this. Whenever I was in high school, like freshman year, I gave up my faith, and I didn't really have too much at the time anyways, and I lived that way for a while. The first MR340 for me was one of the first experiences that truly humbled me.
Mm-hmm.
I had so much pride. That had to come crashing down because I was not as strong as I thought I was.
Yeah.
It will confront you with that level of pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to start to understand that I was not alone.
Yeah.
And that's not the way it was supposed to be. Now there's a bunch of other experiences that brought me further, but MR340 being a major experience. And I actually had this conversation with my priest before we started this race, and I was just like, this kind of brought me back, and now I'm going back out as a Christian. I really wonder what it's going to be like. And it was even more special because I saw so much love everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't have been more grateful for everything that had happened to me at every step of the race. My roommate got up extra early that day to bring me to the ramp. And he watched me. He stayed and didn't go to work just to watch me get out on the water and start the race. Our ground crew, family members were there every step of the way to help us, to feed us. You're kind of like a picky child sometimes when you're racing.
Yeah.
like, here's I got you this, I got you this, I got you. They're giving you all these things that you might want, and I'm like, I just want this.
Yeah, thank you for everything. But
I'm sorry, I can't eat that right now. I can't drink that. No, I'm sorry. So just the amount of care and effort that goes into your safety. So not just from your ground crew.
Yeah.
But the people that are in charge of your safety, the safety dispatch and all the boats.
All the ramp volunteers.
All the volunteers. Yeah. Every stop, it's just the kindest people ever. And you might even see the same people down the river. But so many different kinds of people. And it just blows my mind the amount of love goes into keeping you safe.
Yeah.
And keeping you competitive.
Yeah.
Not just that, but when you're on the water, you're experiencing these beautiful views that you will not get anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
In the morning, when you have that fog coming off the water, like you're in a painting.
Mm-hmm.
You see the God rays come through the trees when that sun's just getting high enough, and then you see the eagles, a bunch of eagles along
the river. Yeah.
There's just so much beauty. And so the main thing that was different this time is that I was just so grateful.
Yeah.
So grateful.
And isn't it amazing how an encounter with creation can do that? The views, the wildlife, friends, family, right? All this entire system that we're living in, and community that it speaks to higher things. Yeah, that's brilliant. All right, what is the next ridiculous, slightly dangerous, probably amazing thing on your list?
Well, it's nothing new. Funny enough, in 22 did the MR340, and then in 23 with my roommate as well, we did the Bataan Memorial Death March, which, quick little story. Do you know Bataan?
No.
By chance? World War II, before it really begins for us in the Pacific, the Japanese are island hopping.
Okay.
They're taking all these islands and delving into China. And we had soldiers in the Philippines, which was a territory at the time.
Okay.
So did Australia. Japan attacked it, and we were not at war. They had no help. They held out for a month, I believe. And then when they were finally captured, Philippine, American, and Australian soldiers were they were force marched.
I have heard about this.
Yeah,
actually.
without food, water, with their gear, or and if they fell over, they were stabbed or shot, killed. I think they went around 60-ish miles. But for this event, it's now the premier event is to wear a rucksack with 35 pounds and do a marathon in the desert. It's another wonderful experience that also at the time brought me to Christ. And did that in 23. And now my uncle comes to me last year and he's like, do you want to do that with me and the boys, my cousins?
Again?
That one really hurt.
Yeah.
But that might be what's next.
Yeah. 26 miles, 35 pounds on your back in the desert.
Yes.
Sand underfoot? Or is it?
Thankfully, there's only a mile or two of sand, and they put it at like mile 20 just to really hurt you.
Just rub it in.
Mm-hmm. But you do have to go up a small mountain and come back down that first half plus. Yeah.
That's insane. Well, again, you live up to the hype, man. I really do appreciate you spending time with us, telling your story, your experiences with the MR340. It's been a pleasure getting to know you in a new way here, right? Those, I don't know, may not know. I did not know any of this before. I probably should have said this before. I didn't know any of this about your second MR340 experience until the podcast. I was trying to save it for just this occasion. And so I'm just as blown away as you are from some of these these things. So anyway, really appreciate your time. Really appreciate your story. Anything else before we go?
Chris, you're doing an amazing thing. Thank you for having me. I can't wait to see what else or who else you talk to.
Thank you. I'm glad to have you. And I'm having a blast. This is awesome. So, all right, everybody. Thank you very much. This has been the Son of the Law podcast. Have a great night.